Good afternoon, Mr. Seipenbusch. I'm really pleased to have you here for an interview.
Hello.
So my first question, how can liquid democracy shape our political environment?
Yeah, I think liquid democracy can reflect the structural changes maybe that we experience in society because of the digital change. The digital revolution is mainly forced by the internet, of course, but it's also a revolution in structure of society because you can have more peer-to-peer actions, less hierarchy. So liquid democracy could help us to transfer parts of the structural change to society and to politics, even regional or maybe national or to certain topics.
Mm-hmm. So do you see it as an appendix to the already existing system, or is it a complete new revolution?
Of course, you could say you want to have a liquid democracy in total, for example, as replacement of the current governments, nationally, internationally even. But there's also the option to have it as an addendum to current structures. So I think we should test it out a lot, because we're still learning. Even the Pirate Party in the last 5 years is still learning a lot about liquid democracy and electronic stuff like this. And then decide after that what we want to do exactly. Maybe it's just an option for plugging into existent representational structures, and maybe they even can replace it.
Okay, so that's kind of the ultimate goal?
For some people, you should have your goals besides the techniques, I think. So if your goal is to have more participation, obviously it is a good goal for democracy, then liquid democracy and digital tools, of course, can help a lot in this. Not only because they are remotely, but they have less barriers and other things. At least if many more people have really access to the internet, which is, of course, worldwide a serious problem still, but we hope to change it over time, obviously. And so, yes.
Okay. So many people say that participatory democracy decreases the speed of decision making. So what do you find more important, the speed of decision making or the acceptance of the decision, which is obviously higher in participatory democracy?
I would always favor the acceptance, because I think many people have a kind of false image of a picture of democracy at all. Democracy is not really a thing to find the best solution, but it's to find a solution which is accepted and where you can decide at all, even if you hear everyone or everyone's opinion in a way. So of course it can lead to longer times, but I don't think so. I think so the internet will, in contrast, increase the speed of everything. We are already seeing this the last 10 years. Life is speeding up increasingly, and so we maybe should deliberately find structures which counterbalance this short-termness, which is inherent in all these social networks and stuff. It's already short-term, and this is a contrast to a deliberate political decision in a way, but you can counterbalance this with certain processes which you underlie into the techniques, which guarantees that it's a good decision which comes out even if you have more participants.
Okay, so what do you say to the statement that in liquid democracy everyone can participate and draft petitions, for example, help making laws, which also includes then your so-called silly neighbor maybe? What do you say to that?
Yeah, I think in a way democracy is all the silly neighbors in us, because of course there's experts in certain topics, but the main question of politics nowadays, and I found this out even in the party even more, is how do we want to live at all, today and tomorrow? And this is of course a question everybody for his own has to answer. And these answers, of course, must be collectively aggregated and decided upon, because they could be in conflict and you need some structures and everything. Mm-hmm. But of course, it's very important to have the stupid neighbors as well. But of course, being part of democratic processes can be work. Actually, it is work, and can turn off people, because they don't see that it's really going their way, because some people think democratic participation is somebody says something and it goes this way. But of course it's not. So over time we will see if this leads to more participation, or some people maybe even are more disappointed by democracy. But my impression is that it's the first, that if people can really participate and really get answers to their proposals, even if they are not implemented, then they learn a lot about democracy, and this is increasing the acceptance as well. For example, in Switzerland you can obviously see this.
And how do you ensure that everyone can take part in liquid democracy, that everyone is media literate enough to participate?
Yes, that's a good question. We have to increase budgets on education, of course, a lot, especially for digital tools. And we found this out in the Pirate Party as well some years ago. So our educational efforts are increasing over the years. This will be one thing. And the other thing, of course, we have to overcome the digital divide, so-called. For one, the technical stuff, that people can really, with less and less barriers, be part of it, learn to use it, and even have the possibility to use it, for example, in other countries where you don't have internet at all currently. But the key point is probably education and practice for people to use these systems in the future.
And that's only aiming at the younger population, or also at elderly people?
Yes, of course, elderly people can learn a lot, and you see it in the numbers. Even the people over 60 years increasingly use the internet for things. So I think, of course, the digital natives, if you say they are 20 now, around 20 of age, of course, in 30 years, more and more people already have grown up with the techniques, and it's of course easier to adapt to them. But the techniques change over time. When I was younger, I thought, yes, I really have overview of all the techniques, but in the last 10 or 20 years, many more new techniques arrived. So even the people who are now digital natives will probably have to learn in 30 years, even newer stuff from their kids. So it's a process over time. And this process obviously will benefit us a lot, because nowadays already people of age 18, in Germany at least, have 100% usage of the internet. There's practically no kid today which is not using the internet, which was some years ago was already different. So of course this will benefit the whole process.
Yeah. So my last question already: how do you imagine democracy in the digital age, in around 10 years, let's say?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I don't know how fast this will speed up. We have very many established institutions in democracy. We are sitting in the Council of Europe. If you visit the Parliament or the Commission in Brussels, you see how long decisions can take over time and all the processes. So I don't think it will be very, very fast that we have structural changes reflected in these institutions. But I think we can have in like 10 years already a very high usage of digital tools underneath. Mm-hmm. And I think the structural changes will take a lot of more time, because you just see now you're electing for a 4 years period, or in May the European elections for several years. So it will obviously take some legislation periods to reflect a structural change on the basis in the terms of leadership or government of things. But it could be even that in other countries, maybe in the emerging democracies in Eastern Europe, they are adopting it faster, and we can learn from them.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you very much.
Thank you.